And a Happy New Year to you. Lanny Ford along with you, as well as not for Rembert. I'll get that changed. I thought I'd already changed that. Juju Phillips is in the house on a Monday morning.
Yes, indeed. Happy New Year and welcome to winter.
Well, yeah. Come back with a vengeance. All that deficit we had in rainfall, forget about it. We got it.
New Year's in like a lion.
I'm telling you what, it's for real. There's
75 degrees on Saturday or 70 degrees plus, and now it's going to be snowing today and tonight.
There may be a little snow shower roll through here when this thing moves through.
Yeah, I heard 1 to 3 inches in the northern, where are the northern foothills?
That's getting on up in Caldwell County.
Okay.
You said that Burke County was on a delay this morning.
Yeah, 2-hour delay for the schools in Burke County today.
I know that if you look at the radar, there is some snow coming down not very far away. If you're a skier, Banner Elk and Beach Mountain, it's heavy. Mm-hmm. It is heavy. Of course, they were already making snow, but maybe winter will hang around a little bit this time. I hope it does anyway. But we're getting plenty of wet weather, a lot of wind. I'm a little more concerned about maybe some trees coming down. They were talking about 50-mile-an-hour gust, and I'm concerned with some trees coming down because of the wet ground that we've got.
I saw some Duke Energy trucks on 321 heading, I guess that would be south. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if there's some power outages in Gaston County or maybe even Mecklenburg County. Who knows?
Those of you in the Lincoln area, my understanding is WLOM may be in a power outage.
Okay.
Yeah, Calvin called me this morning, wondering if I had any way to check for power outage down there, and I told him, no, I don't have anything down there that I can go online to check, and I'm guessing that's probably what it was because he said he was listening. Milton saying in the dark in L-Town. So There you go. It is out. Bill Klein, good morning. Glad to have you with us as well. So thank you, Milton. That's what we thought. When stuff just goes dead, goes off, just bloop.
So they're watching on their phone?
Yeah, you'll be watching on your phone if you're watching, or your tablet.
Yeah,
if you've got a tablet
and it's charged.
Yeah. I keep mine charged. Now, I let my youngest borrow my iPad charger cable, which means I better find that, or my iPad won't be charged. I'm not an Apple person. I do have an iPad, and the only reason the equipment that I use to do broadcast football. Mm-hmm. Is a little box, a little audio interface that works between the Apple devices, an iPad or an iPhone, and then you plug your board into that, and it goes through a tie line.
Okay.
It's called Report It. It's software. It goes up to a server. This thing will connect to a server, and then that server pushes it back down to yours, but you've got that tie line thing. Real simple piece of equipment, and I used an iPod for a long time, but Apple is a one-holer, meaning they got one plug-in, and you can't charge and get stuff out of it and all that kind of stuff. So I went to an iPad because it would hold a much longer charge, and that way I can you plug that, what do they call it, Thunderbolt cable or whatever it is. You plug that in, and that's what powers the little device. But it's a great thing. I mean, it works super. It's two-way communications because we have at WHIP we have a board op producer back in the studio, so we can talk. He keeps an open channel, and we can talk. Yeah. So it works out. It works good.
It's this first conversation I've had when that I can think of when you mentioned one-holer that I didn't think of the real one-holer.
Easy, big guy.
Because some of the football stadiums that are getting demolished have the one-holers.
Okay, what's that mean?
That a one-holer?
Yeah.
That means that.
Oh, toilet.
Yeah, like an outhouse.
Mm-hmm.
That's yes.
And I told you I'll never forget. I'll never forget Georgia Southern, where you have the trough.
And they still have.
You said they had the trough at Run.
Yeah, they still, and the building's still up. And if I'm not mistaken, I thought it was coming down, but it looks like they've kind of refurbished it. I don't think they're going to keep it up until
maybe do a two-holer now.
The one-holer's on the visitor side. It's basically an outhouse.
That's good.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go NFL, and then we will go. We'll talk about the college playoffs. A lot to talk about today. Daniel Willis is going to join us. Here's where we're at. We have wound up with 11 of the 14 spots have been clinched. Mm-hmm. Okay, The Titans are in at 11-5. The Chiefs are in at 11-5. The Bengals are in at 10-6, which is amazing.
Yeah, and them coming back to win yesterday, and they're in the playoffs for the first time in 7 years.
3 teams remain in the hunt for the number 1 seed. Tennessee has the best chance at 78%. They've got to play the Texans. The Chiefs have got a 17% chance. They've got to play the Broncos. And then the Bengals have got a 4% chance. They've got to play the Browns. Now, the Bills are in. They can't get a number 1. But they're in at 10-6.
Patriots are
in. Patriots are in at 10-6. And the Colts are in.
No,
they're not in.
No.
They're 85% chance of making it.
Yeah, because they play Jacksonville next week, and if they beat Jacksonville, they're in. No matter what happens. For instance,
don't have to have any help.
They don't have to have any help. They'll hold their own destiny. Steelers got to win tonight, and then win next week against Baltimore, and hope that the Colts lose at Jacksonville for the only way Pittsburgh to get into the playoffs is the number 7.
Now, the Chargers have a 58% chance, and I had the Chargers going to the Super Bowl. I had a Chargers-Rams matchup.
Yeah, they've hit the skids the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, but they've got to play the Raiders. Now, okay, so the Colts and the Chargers are the 2 that can make it. Still in the hunt, the Raiders, the Steelers, the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I heard them say last night that, well, the Ravens' chance of making the playoffs is 2%. I thought I heard them say in that game that they had to win to remain in, but there must have been some other wins and losses that I wasn't aware of.
But they had to win both of their games, which would give them the best shot. What hurt was Cincinnati beating Kansas City yesterday.
Yeah. NFC, the Packers are the number 1 seed. They've sewn up home field advantage all the way through, so there's nothing else there. So it doesn't matter they play the Lions, but there's nothing else there. The Rams are in, and they play the 49ers. That's who's left on theirs. As I said, I had the Rams and the Chargers were my 2 teams in the Super Bowl, so the Rams still have a shot. The Bucks are in. They play the Panthers, which they might as well, I'd just mail it in if I were the Panthers.
Don't you think they already have?
Yeah. The Cowboys are in. They've got to play the Eagles. The projected matchup for the Cowboys would be the Cardinals.
They just played them yesterday.
Yes. And the number 5 seed is the Arizona Cardinals at 11-5. They've got to play the Seahawks. The Cowboys have got to play the Eagles. Neither one of those games will be pushovers, I don't think. The 49ers have a 62% chance of making the playoffs. They've got to play the Rams. First round matchup, if they made it, would be the Bucks. The Eagles have clinched, according to this, 9-7. They got to play the Cowboys. Their first round matchup would be the Rams. But according to this, they have clinched. Still in the hunt, the Saints. So I'm guessing the 49ers, the Saints.
49ers got to beat the Rams, that's for certain.
Yeah, I'm going back through here and it'll give me the scenarios if I can get down deep enough in here. The Saints avoided a playoff elimination by defeating the Panthers. They can clinch a playoff berth with a win at the Falcons, combined with a loss by the 49ers. Mm-hmm. So they've got to have help. They're not playing real well either.
No,
Taysom Hill did throw some passes yesterday, though.
Yeah, that was just an ugly game. I mean, it was controlled by defense. Neither team had much in terms of, kind of continuity on offense. Panthers especially. There's just not much talent for the Panthers on offense at all.
The 49ers, they can clinch with a win at the Rams or a loss by the Saints. And the Saints have to play the Falcons. And the chances of the Saints losing to the Falcons, they got to go to Atlanta, but still, they're not very good, but neither is Atlanta.
Stranger things have happened.
Yep. Vikings were eliminated. Mm-hmm. First time in Mike Zimmer's 8-year tenure when they've missed the playoff in consecutive seasons. Washington was eliminated. And the Ravens aren't out yet. They need to beat the Steelers next week and get losses by the Colts, Browns, Chargers, and Dolphins. That's complicated.
Yeah. The Browns play the Bengals, who probably will rest their players once they've clinched already. Yeah.
And Steelers have to win tonight.
Yeah.
And Ravens and a Baltimore and an Indianapolis loss.
Indianapolis loss against Jacksonville, at Jacksonville.
Yeah. Now, when
that's more of a likely scenario to happen than what the Ravens have facing them.
Mm-hmm.
To win one more game, and then have about 4 other teams lose.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Steelers' chances are much, as you said, are not much better, but a little bit better, a little bit more likely than the Ravens, who have what you said, 2%.
Mm-hmm.
That's
slim to none.
That's it.
Yeah.
And Slim's about to leave the building, as they say.
Andrew's got power in Newton Conover. Bob said the visitor side bathroom is now down.
Okay.
So the outhouse is gone.
Okay. I was there. I went by Saturday and Friday. Oh, okay. Thank you, Bob.
Milton said, AB said, take this job and shove it. Now, I was watching and had no idea what was going on because I had my volume turned down, and I saw it on the TV and had no idea. I thought maybe the game was over because he was throwing his gloves up in the stands. And
yeah, it was weird.
He'll never play another down.
Yeah, I can't see how. I can't see how. Well, the USFL's starting back up in April, so maybe someplace.
Let me correct Andrew. Had nothing to do with power. Newton Conover has a one-holer trough.
Oh.
I was not aware of that. I would have thought that would have
Where?
already been. Where is it on? Where's it at?
Must be on the visitor side. Has to be.
Well, I use.
Over by the scoreboard, maybe.
I use the press box potty.
Yeah.
I don't go to the field just in case anybody's keeping score if I can help it. I've gotten really bad. Yeah, there we go. I just got a power failure thing from my security system at WLON. So, yeah, the power is off, and Milton confirmed that. So,
but knock on wood, thank goodness. We're on.
Hey, we're in Maiden. We're powered directly from the sun. We got a direct connection. That's a joke. Power flashes up here like once a week, and you have to reset all your clocks. But glad to have you guys along with us this morning. Thanks for joining in.
But the NFL likes this, don't they?
Home side 2 at the concession stand, Andrew said. One-holer trough.
At what side?
Top. Home side
2
at the concession stand.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, over to the. If you're looking at if you're in the press box, it's to the left.
This is Stacy. Be careful saying he wouldn't play another down. After all, Panthers signed Cam again. That was for ticket sales. That wasn't for anything else. You're not signing AB to ticket sales.
No, and before they sign anything, he's got to get some kind of evaluation. He's got to get a mental evaluation. His friends got to step in, family or some team or the NFL. They got to step in and give him an evaluation. And if he doesn't want it and refuses to get one, then let him. It's sad. People should have, as Tom Brady said yesterday, some compassion for somebody that's got issues. I've just never seen that. And we've watched football our entire lives.
Mm-hmm.
For him to just do what he did. And I think from everything you read, they wanted to put him back in, and he refused to go back in, and he just pitched a fit.
After he got benched, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I told Juju that I had this occur one time on a high school team. I'll not use any names to protect the innocent. I had a kid at Highland that the team we were playing were in victory, and they were kneeling down, and this kid could not accept that. I'd already called the defense off, stand up, catch the block. He didn't. He blew through the line, blew the quarterback up, and then I thought we was going to have a fight, and then the officials, I brought him out of the game. We got a penalty. He didn't get tossed, and then I crawled him. And then we were at home, and he dropped his equipment on the way to the locker room. He did come back. His mother came and talked to me, and we met. And he was great when he was home, but boy, he could be a hard one to handle sometimes.
What did Antonio Brown do yesterday after he left? Did he get an Uber? Did he?
I haven't seen anything.
He didn't go back with the team, I understand.
No, he wasn't on the team.
No, he wasn't.
Arian said that right then.
Yeah.
He is no longer on the team. Let me take a break. I'll see if I can find anything on that, and we'll update you on the college football playoffs in case you hadn't heard.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com.
Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stifel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
And welcome back. Make sure I got all my stuff together. Juju keeps me straight.
Yeah, that's it. I am the co-executive producer,
That's correct.
whatever you want to call it.
That's correct.
I'm just
Somebody
along
has
for the
to
ride,
do it.
my friend.
Somebody has to do it. Antonio Brown asked a state trooper for a ride to the airport. They told him no. But
They said no?
He was able. Huh?
They told him no?
The trooper did, yeah. They were able to he was able to get alternate transportation.
Yeah, Uber.
Well,
Something.
it didn't say. This just said at first they thought he was a jumper and he was a fan on the field. And then they found out that he wasn't.
He had to go in the locker room and change, right?
Mm-hmm. He did. He
Okay.
did. After the game, Bruce Arians said that he tried to get Brown to go into the game. He refused twice. Arians added to Fox Sports regarding Brown taking off his equipment. Never seen anything like that in all my years. He said he didn't know why he wouldn't go in. Asked if it was ankle, and he said no. But what he did say was when he got asked questions about it, he said he would not answer any questions because he was no longer a part of the Bucs, and he wasn't talking about anybody that wasn't a part of the Bucs.
There you go. He had about $1 million bonus, I understand.
Incentive bonus.
Incentive bonuses for catches and touchdowns and yardage or something like that, and he was short of that and could probably have picked it up. And the thing was, the Bucs were trying to come back, and they were trying to win the game because they had been down against the Jets the entire
24-10.
Yeah, the whole time. And the guy that replaced Antonio Brown caught the winning touchdown pass.
And Robert Saleh was so disappointed because his Jets collapsed.
Yeah.
Because they had it. Before I go to college football, what has happened to the NFL? I understand the parity, but there's not a lot of top-tier athletes in it anymore.
I mean, top-tier athletes.
Across the league, between injury, COVID, and I've asked this question kind of in this format before. Do teams hold on to players that have too many injury issues because they're afraid to go to another player that's unknown? Kind of like, do you dance with the devil you know or the devil you don't know?
Yeah.
And I think teams hold on to players too long. And it's becoming evident that the most important part that an athlete has to offer is availability.
It is.
It's not speed. It's not catches. It's not
talent.
size. It's availability. If you can't play, you're useless to the roster. And I just see it happening more and more. I don't think there's anything. I don't think that's anything to do with the number that is on the roster. I don't think that changes if you increase that number. I just don't think they fill enough spots. And I don't know about you, as a transition into college football, there was a lot of good-looking kids out on the field, and one of them was that motor grader, number 99 for Georgia, 6'6", 340, out of Mallard Creek.
Yeah. I think what's happened with the NFL, especially the last 2 years, is the effects of COVID. You're seeing guys getting tested and not being able to practice or waiting all week. They're watching Zoom classes, preparing for a game, and then they wait until Saturday and they find out they haven't practiced with their team. And I just think that affects the level of the play, what we see on the field. We've seen some games here, especially with the Panthers. Some of those guys haven't practiced all week, and they're not as talented as some of the teams out there. There's just not that much talent, and it's just bad play. It's really bad play that you just it's almost like going back to the 70s and 80s against teams that were only average, you just don't see the execution of complicated schemes, anything like that. For some teams, offense and defensively, you just don't see that because they just haven't had time to put in and practice, in my opinion.
Now, Andrew said better read into the AB story. Apparently the Bucs froze him out because he was 8 catches from a $300,000 bonus. Andrew, I can't imagine the Bucs would let a $300,000 bonus get in the way of another Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
Now, maybe so. Andrew said they did the same thing to Victor Cruz. And I don't remember that. And Andrew said he's still a nutcase. And that is true. Stacy thought he had been thrown out of the game when he first saw him doing what he was doing. Milton said, I know everyone thinks AB needs a mental evaluation. I think he's been enabled because of his talent.
That too.
He may not be nuts. He may just be a butthole. And that could very well be. Steven said he was 8 away from 300,000, 55 yards away from 300,000, and 1 touchdown away from another 300,000. Okay?
Don't you think he could have got that next week when they played the Panthers?
I mean, why? I just don't believe there's more to that story. I just can't believe any franchise would be concerned about a $1 million incentive bonus when it came to winning.
Makes you wonder how the Steelers were able to hold on to him for 8 years. It makes you wonder how the Steelers were able to keep him in check.
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, for 8 years.
Mm-hmm. Mike Tomlin. Mm-hmm. But that may have gotten worse as time went on.
It did.
Now, what I'll be interested to see is the CET, the brain injury, does that come into play? Does somewhere that come into play?
Well, know that until he dies, right?
Right, but I'm just
that's
saying.
That's what you hear and see on social media.
Andrew said, yep, I'm not buying that the Bucs were completely innocent in this deal. Let me tell you what I think about the Bucs being completely innocent. I don't think you've got the same patience and tolerance in Bruce Arians on certain things that maybe a Mike Tomlin did. There may be, or a Bill Belichick. You know, Bill Belichick cut him loose.
Yeah.
Didn't take long. You know. So I don't know. Milton said Tomlin put up with it far too long. Yeah, that's an understatement.
Yeah.
Bob said definitely has character issues. Yeah. I just – he got benched. Nobody really said why he got benched.
If he's upset that he wasn't going to get this bonus and he wasn't throwing him the ball, my goodness.
He should have worried about that before he left the Steelers.
Yeah.
Because he was making bank.
Yeah, he was.
And would have continued to make bank if he just played. But he couldn't play.
I mean, he just had some off-the-field issues as well. But,
yeah.
I mean, you're not hearing anything about Gronk having to take a pay cut to come and play for the last couple of years. He's not getting paid what he used to get paid.
He gets $1 million, I think, and maybe some incentives.
But it's just the mindset that there's just so many players in the NFL, and it's that position especially. I mean, you don't hear about linemen doing that, do you? You hear about linemen walking out. You'll never see a lineman take off his shoulder pads and walk off the field. Mm-hmm. It's always that, and I played wide receiver, but it's always at that position. Seems like it's that position, and you're right. It's probably much more complicated than what they're just putting out there.
Give me your impressions of the college football playoff semifinals. Surprised? Went the way that you thought it would go?
When you have 30 days to prepare, you're going to have this.
See, I think that's one of the fallacies of it. Now, please don't anybody tell me both teams had 30 days, okay, because I know that. I want you to play week after week after week. I don't like the 2 weeks off between the last playoff game and the Super Bowl. Now, I'm told that is done for logistics, for family, and all the stuff that go along with it.
Yes.
That's what I've been told. That's not a part of the game. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the game. It's about the game. It's not about all the other stuff. It's about the game. And I'm one of those that, I don't like the break. Now, does it give an unfair advantage? To some coaches, it does. A Nick Saban, a Bill Belichick. And no, I'm sorry, I'm not putting Luke Fickell in the same group as Nick Saban. But if they had to play the following week, it may have been a closer game.
May have been a closer game, but I just don't.
And Michigan and Georgia the same way. And I think Georgia has the most talent. but I'm not sure that they don't let the Alabama monkey get on their back and it doesn't matter. I'd like to see Michigan play better.
Yeah. The teams that the
and
teams
I'm a
that have the
Georgia
most
fan. I'm a Georgia fan.
The teams that have the most talent, when you allow them to, when all things being equal, you have 25 to 30 days to get ready. Now, 1 week, we should have a very close game, just like we saw with a couple of Alabama's earlier. But I would think.
To me, I think that's what makes the NCAA tournament so intriguing.
Yeah.
Is you don't have that time.
The basketball tournament.
The basketball tournament.
Yeah, you don't. It's almost like a one-day turnaround.
I mean,
basketball's a lot different, I know. Yeah. But, maybe 2 weeks before you get ready for the college football playoff. But I think usually if you wait this long, the as they say, the cream will rise. The teams that are the most talent, that'll surface. And that's what we've seen since it started in 2014.
Now, Andrew, I thought you did. Andrew said on another note, if he looked like AB, he'd never put a shirt on. AB had the washboard abs, and I just assumed that you did that. You and Bull, all the time y'all put in at the gym. I just figured that y'all look like that. Maybe I'm wrong.
But why did he do that? I mean, why did he just walk off the field?
You're never going to get that answer of why he just walked off the field. Now, let me tell you another story that I heard, a behind-the-scenes story for Georgia. I asked a friend of mine at church who's a huge dog fan. I said, was JT Daniels not available? And he said that JT was cleared by the team doctor 6-7 weeks ago, but not his personal doctor. So maybe he was held out for draft reasons.
Really?
I had not heard that. That's just something he said. But he said team doctors had cleared him, and I thought he was cleared. But
so, and he's eligible to get drafted this year?
Yep.
JT?
He's a junior. 3 years. Now, to me, I would think that hurts his stock. Now, and maybe he's not concerned with going in first or second round. Maybe he's okay with just going through healthy.
Maybe he's a we person. He's what's good for the program. Keep his mouth shut, not worry about, not complain. I'm not playing, and maybe just be happy sitting in the background trying to push his team to win a national championship.
And that may be.
He may be like that. There aren't as many as there used to be.
No. And you don't hear anything about him. You don't hear any stories.
I saw a couple. They cut a couple of cut to the sideline, a couple shots of him. But Georgia's quarterback, the quarterback play was fantastic. I mean, he was a player of the game.
He's a sophomore?
I think so.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Bob said at least the Panthers get another late start next Sunday. I don't really care. They're hard to watch.
They are.
It's hard to watch.
And defensively, they get after it. They do get after it, but their offense just can't do anything.
The offense has been ignored for so many years. It's gotten so bad.
Well, maybe they'll draft an offensive tackle. There's a good
luck with that.
There's a good one from, I guess, Alabama. There's a good one from Mississippi State, and NC State's got a guy. Just I guess I can't pronounce his name. He just declared for the draft over the weekend, and he's an offensive tackle, I believe, a left tackle. I wouldn't be surprised if Panthers have a top 10 pick again. They take one of those three guys, an offensive lineman. We'll see. That's a start.
Got any money on lose?
I'll take a bet on that.
Okay.
They will. What else are they going to do? They don't have a second, third, or fourth round draft pick.
I know.
Are they going to trade it out and then pick up extra picks?
Let me give you a couple AB things here. This just popped up. AB posted on his Instagram after leaving the field. Big MAD, making a difference. Thanks for the opportunity. And then Linda Berman, she posted, someone should make sure AB gets checked for CTE. I don't know. I just think he's done. I don't see him as a guy that will. I don't see him as a guy that's going to go out and ask for help.
No.
Now, I could be wrong. I just don't.
His family members and his close friends are going to have to step in.
Ford just posted 2 pictures. He's
17 degrees.
Yep.
And chance
Saturday,
of snow.
the same thing. It was almost 80, and then today, 17 degrees, and I see snow on the ground up in Newland. So that's the that's what you say about Boone. If you don't like the weather, just wait 10
I'm telling
minutes, and it'll happen. Milton says they'll draft defense, but Rule is an offensive guy, right?
Yeah, he should be. I think so.
So
They're not going to draft defense. They're okay defensively. They focused and they traded away some guys to pick up defensive backs. They'll have J.C. Horn coming back from injury. He's a corner. They could use another inside linebacker, but they got to rebuild the offense, and that's if Rule is back. I don't know. There obviously something's going on in the locker room with the offense because they're just not performing.
Now, my understanding from what they said yesterday, the locker room gives full support for Rule. I don't know.
Well, I'll be surprised if some changes, even to the assistant coaches. If he doesn't make some
it obviously wasn't a Joe Brady issue.
No, it wasn't. He'll need a new offensive coordinator. Maybe bring in a veteran.
That was a scapegoat.
Yeah,
right there.
Bring in a veteran guy.
Who would want to come in and take over that offense when you have absolutely nothing to work with?
I don't know.
I mean, what are you going to do for a quarterback?
They're stuck with Sam Arnold, I guess. Right? They picked up his option. Do they cut him and then have to eat it? I guess they're in for what, 17, 18 million with Sam Darnold next year.
I don't know.
I don't think there's a franchise quarterback that you take in the top 10, is there?
Mm-mm.
That you draft. So you got to go offensive lineman. You can find wide receivers later on. You can get a free agent. Maybe they draft an offensive lineman, sign a free agent lineman, and they just got to rebuild their offensive line. And I don't know if they have any weapons outside now at wide receiver.
Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, serviceable.
Yeah, DJ Moore's been okay. He's been pretty, but Robbie Anderson's disappeared most of this season.
McCaffrey comes back.
Yeah, he does. But you wonder how much he has left with back-to-back injuries now.
Before I break, thoughts on is it Tyler Huntley?
Yeah, Ravens.
Ravens.
He's a restricted free agent,
right?
Which means the Ravens hold his rights. If they if they offer him a contract, then he has the right to accept it. Now, if another team
Ravens have an opportunity to
match it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So if he would be a guy that would be really good, I could see him in a black and gold, but I don't think he's going to leave the Ravens, unless they think that Lamar Jackson is 100% healthy.
He's never going to be 100% healthy. Him or Kyler Murray or Baker Mayfield, too small. Too small.
Yeah.
Let me take a break. Come back. Daniel Willis will join us on the other side.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com.
Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times.
Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stiefel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
And welcome back. Give you a quick weather update. Looks like the back end of the rain is moving through the Lenore, just west of Morganton, the back edge. It is changing over to snow. I'm seeing snow on the radar up through Boone, just north of Lenore, snowing in Johnson City, Bristol, Newland.
And the
it's
Triad.
already cleared out through Asheville, and the back edge of this should be moving up and through here just in a couple of hours. But it's going to get cold. 38 degrees is what I'm showing.
Is pink the snow?
That's a mixture.
Mixture.
Yeah.
So it's got the mixture and
If
the
it's
Triad.
blue, if it's blue, now when this thing moves over, most of this area, the Triad area, is going to pick up snow.
Okay.
I don't know if any of
Is
it's
that
gonna
where
stick.
Ford coached? It says Madison right there. Is that where he coached, or is it more closer to
No.
to
He was
Asheville?
in the mountains in Madison, near
Okay.
Marshall.
Okay.
Yeah, Madison
Up
County.
near Mars Hill.
Yeah. Okay. Let me switch gears here. We'll go to our phones and bring our next guest on. He's head coach Hickory basketball, boys basketball, winner of a Christmas tournament. Daniel Willis. Daniel, thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Juju and Lanny.
How's the weather where you're at?
Hey, I was driving into the office this morning and had some wintry mix.
Yeah.
So you can do it all, man. You can do it all.
Yeah. 38 degrees. It's coming.
Hey, congratulations. You won another Christmas tournament. It's the Hickory High Invitational. You guys tell us about how the kids played and winning. I was looking at the numbers, Daniel, 23 championships in the 34 years they've held the tournament, now 5 wins in a row. What did you like about what your team did?
Well, it was my first experience since I played, so I didn't really know what to expect. I know the Hickory Metro Commission did a great job as far as running. I mean, you see the championship game. I mean, that place was packed out. It was really standing room only. We came in. I didn't really know what to expect. We took off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday due to Christmas, and then we just showed up on Monday and played. And we played Maiden, who was 6-3 going in, who's a pretty good team. And we got the 4 seed because we lost 1 game, and there was at the time of the seedings there were 2 undefeated teams and 1 other team that lost 1 game. So we got the 4 seed. We might have been one of the strongest 4 seeds to ever come into the tournament. But our guys played really well, and we really got after it on the defensive end, and I think that was the big difference in the 3-day stretch.
Hey, how about, you might be the first, and the only person to know this, is that 25 years ago, you, as you mentioned briefly, you won the championship as a player. You might be the first from this area to be on a championship as a player and be the first to win it as a coach. Thoughts there?
Yeah, that's the first I would ever thought about that. But I think that year we finished football on December 14th and played the Christmas tournament soon after, so we may have been like a 7 or 8 seed that year. So I don't know. But it was pretty cool. I love seeing all the high schools. I actually went over for 2 days and just watched games. Just sit and watch the girls play, the boys get games, the girls games, and it was good just to see a lot of people back in the stands supporting the Catawba Valley. The key, we forced, in our 3 games, we forced 25, 26, and 22 turnovers.
Wow.
During those 3 games, and a lot of times those turned straight into offense. And that was kind of the difference in the 3 days. Our intensity and our pressure really kind of wore a lot of people down late in the game, especially third and fourth quarter. And we just made enough plays just to win.
I think maybe when you joined us back in the spring, when you guys went on your run in the playoffs, we may have asked you this question, so pardon if I ask again, but you coached at the collegiate level for a number of years, and I know you're back at your alma mater. How has it been coaching high school kids for you?
I've really enjoyed it, actually. These kids their basketball IQ and knowledge is not quite as high yet, and I've enjoyed kind of dropping them right into a college scouting report and going over film and doing things on the court and kind of asking them questions why we do this. A lot of times as coaches we tell them this is what you should do and this is what you will do, but they don't understand actually why they're doing it. Why they guard this way, why they play offense this way, why they move. And I want to teach them the why so that when they move on or when they become coaches, they'll understand the difference in, just being told what to do and why we're actually doing it to be successful. And I think that's a big part of it. And the college game is so much more complex just because when you're coaching in college, that's pretty much all you do. You watch film, recruit, and do games. That's why the game is so much more complex, and the scouting reports are so much more in depth, and the players are held so much at a higher accountability because there's so much more time put into it, and there's jobs on the line for a lot of coaches. So I think that's a big difference.
Talking with Daniel Willis, head coach, Hickory High School boys team. Daniel, is it something that you can teach at that age, or are they ready to handle the kind of theory, I guess, that you would think that you get when you get in college? I told Juju when I was in high school, I could pick up tendencies, the color of your fingertips for a lineman if he was coming forward or going back, whether the pressure was on his hands, kind of way they would lean and those type things. And I found it hard when I got into coaching high school football. Some kids just couldn't grasp that side of it down to that level of details. Is that something that you found that you can get the kids to understand?
Well, I think that happens at every level. Even the college kids, some understand and comprehend it much better than others. And I think a lot of times we underestimate how smart some of these kids are and how much they can pick up on. But I think you hit the nail on the head, Lanny. Is some are just better at it than others. Some have a natural feel for those kind of things than others do, and that's the same thing in the classroom and really the same thing in life.
Mm-hmm.
Have you enjoyed coaching on the high school level after coaching at the collegiate level for so many years?
Well, I tell you what, I enjoy being 10-1, and it's fun being the head coach. I was associate head coach for so long, and I did pretty much the same thing I'm doing now, except during game days, I'm standing up on the sideline and calling the timeouts. But that part I've enjoyed, and getting to see the kids and getting to know the kids a lot, and that's a big difference in teaching is when you see them every day. And a lot of these kids I have in class for an hour and a half a day. So, like I tell their parents, a lot of times I'm spending more time with these kids than they are as parents, and in turn, there's somebody else spending more time with my kids than I am because I'm here with everybody else. So the impact you can have on these kids at the high school level is much greater than you can at the college level, just because they're so much more younger and haven't quite matured enough yet, and they can really be influenced in a positive way.
Have tendencies and for lack of a better word, bad habits, that's kind of what does it when you get to college. They've done it for so long, it's hard for them to break it as far as trying to rework a shot or the way they play defense and those kind of things. Getting them in high school, they're more of a sponge than they are in college. Would you agree?
Oh, yes. That's definitely the key. That's definitely a big difference. And, the way the portal is today, a lot of these kids, if they don't adjust, in college, they'll find somebody else that will.
Yeah.
And a lot of times these rosters are so big, especially like when you go to the football level. But these rosters, they'll find somebody to move on from and find somebody to bring right in and replace them if they don't want to do it their way. But the younger kids, they're grasping for knowledge, and they're more likely to listen to you because they don't think they know everything. That's not always the case. Now, some of them still think they know everything, but for the most part, these kids are looking to become better and try to move on to the next level.
You were a gym rat growing up. You played all the sports. You probably played it in any sport, and you probably had to have people come out in a search party to find you, and you probably played all day long and all night long. How do you get kids to have that kind of love of playing a game like basketball or any sport? How do you get kids to do that, especially since you had that kind of feeling growing up?
Oh, man, Juju, if you find the answer to that, let me know, okay? I really think, obviously, we didn't have phones when we were growing up, and kind of your only escape was to get outside, go to the gym. Played a lot at Westmont, Highland, Neil Clark back in the day. And, Saturday morning, you went at 9, got dropped off, and played till 12 or 1 when everybody left. That's just kind of – and today, just the social media and the gaming and everything else is just taking so much time away from, kids actually developing and getting a love for the game. And there's a lot of kids that are good at it, but they don't really love it. And I think that's growing more and more. So if you find a kid that, 2 or 3 kids that want to come in a gym, and come in and shoot, you got to get in here with them and let them shoot. I think that's important. And then, hopefully those 2 or 3 will turn into 4 or 5. But even in the college level, if you had 3 or 4 kids that love the game, that was a high percentage on a college basketball team. I know that might be surprising, but it is. There's kids that don't love it. They go to college and get, basically, I guess they get paid now basically to go to college and get their education, but they don't love the game. They enjoy competing, but they'd much rather sit in their dorm and game and be on social media and, hang out. So that is something I think may have changed forever, as sad as it is, but that's just the way of life, and we have to figure out how to work around it to still get these kids motivated and still get them in the gym to try to get better.
Well, the genie's out of the bottle. That's what it is now.
Put it back in now.
No, you're competing with too many things that are much easier than going out there sweating and working, and that's kind of what's happened. My day, Juju's day, most of those kids, they were still worked at home, worked on the farm. sports was a great way to get away from all the work that you had to do, not the fun stuff of just laying around your room playing games and doing the social media thing. And I agree, you'd be surprised, and I'm glad you threw out those numbers, because I'm not really surprised that that's the case, that it's that small a number. And, just as Kirk Herbstreit talked about over the weekend, some of it we saw was some of these kids that are opting out and stuff, they just don't have the same love of the game.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely – I mean, I think – and I'm afraid we're going in the wrong direction even more. It's not just the players working at the high school level. I mean, look at we can't get, restaurants to open up because they don't have anybody to work.
Right.
So, I mean, that's going all the way up, way past the high school and college level. It's going, into the world or United States today all over the place.
Yeah.
So.
No, you're exactly right. Daniel, thanks for joining us. We appreciate your time, and I know we'll check back in with you as the season goes on. Congratulations again on the win, and hope you have a great day. Maybe you'll see a little snow.
All right, thank you. See you guys.
All right, thanks,
sir.
Daniel.
It's Daniel Willis, head coach at Hickory High School boys.
He's becoming a culture warrior, right? He knows a little bit about
figuring
everything.
It out.
Yeah.
Four says young people have too many choices today.
Yep.
Unfortunately, doesn't look like it's changing anytime soon. Nope, the genie's out of the bottle. Not going to happen. Bob says it's snowing in Hickory, just in case anybody's keeping score.
I'll
you
be there
got
in a
any
few
on
minutes.
this day?
I got a few on this day, some interesting ones. The NCAA on this day back in 1941 announced the new rule. The new rule permitting free substitution of football players.
What year?
1941.
Wow.
Free substitution. That meant before that, the only way a sub could have been made is between quarters or due to injury. And now it was free substitution. One reason is I think they were needing players.
Mm-hmm. It was
because of the war.
Well, and the other side of it is it was such a brutal game.
It was.
Too, when you go back to then.
1962, they broke ground on the Houston Astrodome, the seventh wonder or eighth wonder of the world, I believe. Mm-hmm. 1983, Tony Dorsett had the longest run from scrimmage in NFL history, 99 yards against the Minnesota Vikings. In 1991, Wayne Gretzky scored his 700th career NHL goal. And in 2005, former Steeler wide receiver number 88, Lynn Swann, declared his candidacy for Pennsylvania governor. He ran for governor in 2005, did not win, but he tried a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. He was the athletic director at Southern California, his alma mater. I don't know what he does right now, but he was there for 4 or 5 years. He was a broadcaster with ABC for a number of years. And in 2010, East Carolina running back Chris Johnson, I mean, talk about a flame out. He set a single-season NFL record, 2,509 yards from scrimmage, which is I think it's still an NFL record.
Titans,
yeah. Played with the Titans. 2 or 3 years, he was the best running back in the NFL. And then injuries and
well, that's kind of what happens.
Yes.
We lost a few folks on this day. Sid Gilman.
Oh, yes.
Passed away at the age of 91.
I saw a picture when they had John Madden and all the stuff with John Madden last week. 1960, the San Diego Chargers, or Los Angeles Chargers, Sid Gilman was the coach, his 2 assistants, his offensive coordinator, Al Davis.
And John Madden was the defense coordinator.
No. Chuck Noll was the defensive coordinator.
Okay.
And,
that's right.
And there was another Hall of Famer on the staff. John Madden was at, I want to say San Diego State or something like that. But there were 4 guys, guys that were in the Hall of Fame on that staff.
In 1999, we also lost Jerry Corey. He was kind of just a guy that they put on the card.
Punching bag.
Yeah,
for a long time.
And I think that was part of what happened with him. There are a few birthdays for today.
Yeah, quarterback day.
Yep.
It is. Eli Manning's 41.
Yep.
Interesting to hear his take tonight on Monday Night Football with Ben Roethlisberger's final home game. Deshaun Kaiser came out of Notre Dame, Cleveland, and a couple of other teams. I think he's out of football now, 26, former first-round draft pick. Jim Everett, who played, where did he play his college ball? Midwest somewhere.
He was in the Rams, right?
For Rams. For
Georgia, what's her name? She had this thing for Jim Everett.
Yes, yeah.
Georgia Fontaine.
Yeah. Jim Everett's 58 today. Hank Stram was born on this day in 1923. David Tyree, the guy that caught the helmet pass from Eli Manning. They celebrate a birthday together. He's 42 today. John David Booty, got a great name for a quarterback. LSU, I believe. He has a birthday. He's 37. I think he's got a son that's a quarterback, and it's something else Booty.
Okay. That's a great name.
Yeah, it is. And Tom Luganbill, who is a former player but now is a broadcaster for ESPN. He is 47 today.
Born on this day in 1932, Cuckoo Marlin, the race driver. Bobby Hull was born on this day as well.
Hockey player.
Willie T. Ribbs. Willie T. Ribbs was the first African-American to drive in the Indianapolis 500. Cheryl Miller, sister of Reggie Miller, here on the Dan Patrick Show. She was born on this day in 64. That'd make her 57.
Wow.
No, that would make her
What year was she born?
58. 64.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting we're in 2002. I'm trying to do the math. Let's see. Michael Schumacher, he's a Formula One driver, was born on this day. And, of course, Eli seems like he ought to be older than that, than 41. Or is that just me?
He and Ben came out the same year, and Ben's only 39. And I know Ben came out when he was a junior.
Forrest said he remembers Daniel from the summer of '96, an area all-around baseball, all-star baseball team. He was a good teammate, very coachable, and fierce competitor. Then he understands what coaching's about.
He does.
If he understands
back in when he played with LR in basketball. He later played baseball as a relief pitcher. He probably was the best quarterback, and he never tried out for football.
Play.
But he could have probably tried out and been their best quarterback. They were not very good back then.
Yeah.
I think they won one game or zero. I mean, he was probably the best quarterback on campus, probably could have played all three sports.
And that's amazing. A lot of times you don't have that many kids that are walking the halls that aren't playing.
Yeah.
Usually the ones that can play are playing. Thank you, sir. No show tonight. We did it this morning. Fort Rembert will be here in the morning if he can get out of the blizzard. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Be safe out there.